Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Memory Toys or Mety Toys new orc, KARGATH. And this is one that I thought looked really cool, so when they offered to send me a review sample, I was like, heck yes, my viewers want more third-party stuff, and this guy looks awesome. Match made in heaven, and I'm happy to report he might be of the ones I've reviewed, I've only reviewed a handful now, a very small handful, he's probably the best orc they've released, at least in terms of the body. The sculpt is really good, and there's some really nice stuff going on. Is there some bad stuff? If there is, I haven't really found it. We're going to talk about all of it though, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, now before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Very stylized artwork on the front of the face. Very cool. It still says Memory Toys, but we have the Mety Toys stickers to seal him up. On the sides and top, we still have Memory Toys. But on the back, we get to see a shield and an axe, and it says CONDOTTIER, I don't know what that is. That's probably a thing from WoW, I don't know. I'm sure I should know that word, I'm guessing, but I don't. And KARGATH, that's his name. CONDOTTIER. That has to be it. And there's some things there. I don't know what you want to scan those for. I guess maybe it takes you to their website. If you want to knock yourself out, don't do it because I'm telling you to. I'm not telling you to. I don't know what these are for. Okay. Alright, that's a good package. And let's go ahead and look at the figure, if I can set it down. There we go. Alright, so this guy, he's very cool. New sculpt. I love it. I don't have the other ones handy right now, but you can check out their reviews in the top right corner or in the description below. There's not a lot of these guys on Big Bad Toy Store from Memory Toys or Mety Toys, but there are some, so I'll put a link to whatever I can find. I don't know if this guy's on there or not right now, but I'll put a link and that'll be in the description below. So this guy stands, let's just say to the top of his head. Let's get the helmet out of the way. To the top of his head, he's just shy of 8 inches, and that's going to be about 20.25 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. Definitely massive. Okay, so there you go. Now, question of the day. Have you guys been converted to third-party stuff like this yet if you weren't into it before, or have you been into it forever? And just where do you stand on that? For me, I'm still, like, it's still a gray area for me. Like, sometimes I get it, other times I don't get it, and I don't know that it's fair to make different rules for different licenses and things. So I'm of the mindset that if people are going to be doing third-party stuff and it's just okay, then I guess it all has to be okay, or it doesn't. I don't know. It's a weird area. I do draw the line at using molds though, molds of existing figures, or just making new molds of existing figures and reselling repaints. Don't like that. This is not that though. This is a whole brand new scratch built figure just of an existing IP that is not being used in any other way. So if you're going to do a third-party figure, this is the way to do it if you ask me. And I have to say, these Memory Toy guys are putting out quality product. I'll tell you, we'll start with the paint and sculpt because we always start with the aesthetic. Love it, love it, love it. The sculpts, sharp, clean. The paints complement them wonderfully. You can see the different like washes and dry brushings going on there. The buckles are painted, the little fur thing. Extra detail everywhere. It looks super nice. I should say almost everywhere. Shading in the red. Like, it is just a splendid, splendid paint job and sculpt job. The only thing that bothers me, there's two, one's super tiny, is that he does have some kind of scar going on here on his chest, and there's like in a couple other places too. No paint on that. That would go a long way, I think, because it looks kind of unfinished without that being painted. It's a tiny detail, but still. And then the fingernails, like I said, very small issues. The fingernails are kind of like just an airbrush effect, which isn't always in the right spot. It's more like hinting at coloring a fingernail in some of them, but mostly it looks good. So yeah, tiny issues. But yeah, just really, really gorgeous figures. The sculpts are exactly the way I like them. Nice, exaggerated musculature that is actually anatomically correct. It looks really, really nice. I love the V shape in the torso. Now obviously these are orcs, so their arms are kind of like bigger than normal and whatnot. It's exaggerated, but whoever's sculpting these knows anatomy, and it shows, and it makes the figures look really freaking good. And then lastly, I'll talk about the face, or at least this face, and the head sculpt. These guys are just killing it with the sculpts and paint. It looks so nice. Let's get in there nice and tight. And this isn't even the best one in the box. This is a good one. And of course, you are zoomed in super tight with a camera that you're not going to see some of these tiny details up close, like little imperfections and whatnot, but it's really clean. It's gorgeous. I love the way they're putting their figures together. And this body is more along the lines of Illidan, really, than it is some of the other orcs, because it's a little more sleek and slender. But we'll get to that in terms of the articulation. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. 9.5 out of 10 for the aesthetic. I guess you could even go 9.9. Like, let's do that. 9.9. Not absolutely perfect, but pretty much. It looks freaking gorgeous. And I'm not like some big orc guy or something like that. I've never really played WoW. I played it for like 2 minutes once. But Heroes of the Storm I played. Anyway, that's not really related. Very, very good looking figure. Now, as far as accessories, hold on to your butts. He has 2 different helmets. Those are very cool. And those helmets both work with the head that comes on him in the package, the bald head. I love the helmet that has the part hanging down on the face. That's super cool, and they're all very well detailed. We have 2 alternate faces with some hair. One where he's just yelling, and then one where he's grinning. I love the grinning head. It's so good with the extra expression in the face, the eyebrow raised. Fantastic. Why is it so hard to get good sculpts these days? It shouldn't stand out this much when it happens. It sounds like I'm just fawning over this, but it's because I kinda am, because we don't normally see this kind of stuff. Anyway, you get those, you get a whole buttload of hands, bunches and bunches of hands, and then you get some interchangeable feet, because yes, you can take everything off of him other than like his... Nope, he doesn't have any trunks under his loincloth. You can take everything off of this guy and make him naked. He doesn't have anything down there if you're curious, but get him completely naked if you want to. So that's pretty cool interchangeability there. And so then you also get the 2 big-ass weapons and a shield. They're very nicely done. Look at all the different color in the wood grain on the shield. Looks fantastic. He does have a couple of clips that go in his back, I guess. Does he have the hole in his back? He does. He doesn't have anything to clip onto him. I don't think they actually clip on. Can you put his shield? Let me look at this real quick. I didn't even think about this before. Can you clip the shield? I guess you could. Maybe you can clip the shield onto his back, and maybe you could also clip the one of the axes. Let's see. Yeah, you can clip the shield and axes onto his back if you want to do that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, buttload of accessories. Basically everything you could want. 9.9 out of 10 again, just because there are little things like my shield has some scratches on it, and like I said, the fingernails aren't painted properly on all the alternate hands, but it's like, that's a ton of crap in your box. Then it's all good stuff, lots of good crap. Alright, let's see if he can pose, which I know he can, but for the sake of the review, I'm going to say I don't know if he can. He can look up really nicely. Double ball peg, way to go. Looks down, looks up, turns to the side, leans to the side. Very, very nicely done. Love that. The shoulder pads are on big old ball pegs, so you can move them out of the way if you want to, but the whole harness is a separate piece, so it should flex plenty. The shoulders do have really nice range in there. It's buttery smooth. Very nicely done. I don't know if it's lubed nylon or what, but it feels nice. Ratcheted shoulder. That's overkill, but hey, I'll take it. It's nice. So good range there. Of course, you're going to have... It's a little tight, though. I'll give you that. You're going to have your full rotation, of course. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbows. Good range on such a chunky guy. Well executed. Most of the bending happens down here. Just a little bit up here. That's the way you want to do it. That's a very nice design for that elbow. And then the wrists have ball hinges, so you'll be able to use those however you want. It does have a diaphragm joint, which leans back very nicely. The sculpt is smooth and good. It leans forward nicely, side to side nicely. Rotation is good. Down here, really good range forward and back. You get just a touch of gapping at the extreme, but of course you don't have to go that far. So yeah, he leans all the way back. He leans all the way forward, side to side. Why can't normal companies do this? Why does it have to be a third-party company making knockoff orcs? And I don't say that disrespectfully to the company making the orcs. It's just like, why? Is it just because they give a damn? I think that's the thing, is there's a lack of giving a damn by a lot of these license holders, and I guess that's why I'm starting to be won over to third-party stuff, because at least they care. This is so well executed. This is exactly how I would do this personally. It's very, very nicely done. Alright, let's see about the hips. Big old balls. And basically full-on splits for a big chungus like this, and they get the splits, but we can't get it for Spider-Man for the 1000th time from Hasbro. His legs go up pretty much all the way. Of course, we start to run into some binding with his loincloth thing, but they do function. Going back, you get just a little bit. You do get a thigh swivel built in around the socket. That's where the thigh swivel is, but then the socket could technically move too a little bit. Double jointed knees, let's see. Yep, good range, no problem. That's a nice knee. Really well executed. Really, really nicely done. And these can come off, of course, if you wanted to take them off. So they will get in the way some in the meantime, but let's see. Foot, it doesn't have the best range. It goes back that far, goes forward that far, and then the ankle rocker is solid. It's a ball hinge. So that's pretty functional. And then the toe hinge, it's too far back on the foot, but it's not bad. And it is kind of ratcheted, so it works well enough. I still don't like the shelf in here, but still not bad. So, is it a perfect set of articulation? No, but it's pretty damn good. I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10. The ankles are a little bit more limited than I would like, but everything else is pretty much just bang on the money. Wonderful, wonderful release. This company is one of my favorites now, and I don't even care about the stuff they're making personally. Like, Illidan's cool and Orcs are cool, but I've never been into that stuff. And they've won me over because the quality is there. It's nuts to me. It's just nuts. This is one of the best figures I've handled. It's a shame. I got it right before Christmas, but I already did all my reviews and things. It's a shame I couldn't have put him on the top 10 list. He'll definitely go on it for this next year, or like a follow-up top 10 or something like that. I don't know. But what an excellent release. Every bit as good as it can be, practically speaking. I'm going to give this guy an overall rating of 9.9 out of 10. It's not like actually technically perfect. That's impossible. But it's about as good as you can do, I think. I'm kind of flabbergasted at the quality. You don't hold figures like this ever anymore. Not really. That's nuts. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos just about every single day, and I do have thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.